Poplet. Poplet allows the user to create brainstorming webs and mind maps. This is an excellent tool for classroom use, and as I talk to you about some of the strengths and challenges of Poplet, I'm going to show you a couple that I've already created. Some of the strengths of Poplet are that students can create webs to organize their thoughts and to share their knowledge, and there's no amount or limit to the amount of text that you can type into each bubble. Some of the challenges of Poplet are that you can only add images and YouTube videos to each bubble along with the text. The first 5 Poplets you create are free, but then you must pay for a membership. And one thing that I found is zooming in and out is sometimes frustrating to get to the location where you need to be. It's very possible, but sometimes takes a little bit of time. Some administrative uses for Poplet are that the administrator could map out building goals per grade level. In a teacher in service, this Poplet could be used to brainstorm ideas for technology integration, or the administrator could create a web of district curricular objectives and related activities for each grade level. Now I would like to go to the home screen and show you how to create your own Poplet. I'm going to click on the tab Make New Poplet, and we're going to make a Poplet about the end of year activities per grade level, so we're going to call it End of Year Activities. Oops. And then I can choose a color, so I'll choose orange and then make it so. I'm going to click in the center of the screen to make the middle or the title of my Poplet, and once again it's End of Year Activities. And then I'm going to add a bubble for each grade level. So you can change the color, so I'm going to click on the color tab and we'll make first grade green. And then I click on the letter to begin typing. Okay, now I'm going to add a bubble down here for second grade. And I'm going to choose to make second grade blue. And then add text for the second grade bubble. Now come to the other side of my Poplet, and we'll make a bubble for third grade. Third grade will be pink. And then last, we'll make a bubble for fourth grade. So we'll just click and drag. Sometimes you have to adjust where you put your bubbles. Then click on my color tab. And fourth grade can be red. Now I want to add the activities that each grade level is going to do for the end of the year. Now since I teach third grade, that's the one that I mostly know about the activities. So I'm going to go back to my third grade bubble and I'm going to add another Poplet. Need to pull it out a little. And we're going on a tour to MSSU, so we'll call this one MSSU Tour. And then I would like to add an image to this bubble. So I'm going to click on the image button. And I'm going to upload something from my computer. So I click on the computer icon. And then I named the image MSSU. So I'm going to... Then I'll double click on my image. And it's added to my bubble. Now I would like to add a bubble for the end of the year bounce house celebration. So I'm going to drag another bubble down from the tour. And I'll call this one Bounce House Celebration. I would like to add an image for this one. So I'll click on my image, upload from my computer. And I'll search for the bounce house image. And then double click my image. And there are both activities third grade would like to do. And then to finish this Poplet, I would just add my activities for fourth grade, first grade, and second grade. And then I would have the building end of the year activities complete. Now I would like to save my Poplet, so I'm going to have to go back up to the top. I'm going to have to zoom out. This is the part that I said kind of gets frustrating. Okay, and now that I see my whole Poplets complete, I'm going to click on the gear and choose Save. And it says my save was successful. So to make sure, I'll click OK. Go back to my home screen. And here's the Poplet I created, end of the year activities. Like I said, I like to use Poplet in my classroom because it is very user-friendly. Some Web 2.0 tools that I could compare it to would be XMind and Mind Manager, but in my opinion, Poplet is much more user-friendly and much more cost-efficient. I hope you would consider adding Poplet to your classroom curriculum. Today I would like to talk with you about a Web 2.0 tool called Today's Meet. Today's Meet is a back channel to connect with an audience in real time. Live chat allows the audience to make comments, ask questions, and join discussions. The presenter can provide a link and the audience can join the discussion with the click of a mouse. Discussions can be printed for a later reference as well. Some strengths of Today's Meet are that it eliminates hand raising and no accounts or passwords are needed to create your meeting. Some challenges of Today's Meet are that it is a form of social media, so students would need adult permission if this was going to be used in a school setting. Also, Today's Meet can be hard to follow if a discussion is very active. And the last challenge would be that responses are limited to 140 characters, so the user would have to make their comments fairly short. Some administrative uses of Today's Meets are that administrators could conduct discussions during an in-service. The administrator could pose questions during a professional development meeting, allowing teachers to respond. And this would also be a great tool to use to respond to parents and to address their questions during an open house or a back-to-school night. I will now show you how to use Today's Meet. First of all, you just log into the site and then you would need to name your room. So we're going to call our CTV for Carterville, and then PD for professional development. And it doesn't like that name, so I'm going to try something else. Okay, we're just going to call our meeting CTV for Carterville. The length that I want my room to last, you can have it from 1 hour up to 1 year, but since this is for a demonstration, I'm just going to use 1 hour, and I'm going to create my room. The first thing it would like to know is my name. So I'm going to join, and I added my name. And then if I was an administrator, one question I may want to pose would be, what are you doing in your classroom to prepare students for MAP testing? So I'll go ahead and type that question. And then I'll click Say. And now my question is posed and anyone could respond. All I would need to do was give them the link to this discussion and they could join in and I could conduct my discussion and field any questions or look at the responses of my teachers. This is a very simple app. It can be compared to Twitter or Edmodo, but I like Today's Meet because it is so easy to use and there are no passwords to remember or logging in. You just go to the site and get started. You may want to consider using Today's Meet in your classroom or in your administrative setting. Thank you. you about one of my favorite mobile apps called EduCreations. EduCreations is a fun and user-friendly mobile application that transforms a personal computer or iPad into a recordable whiteboard. EduCreations allows users to record their own voice, create drawings or handwriting, print text, and insert pictures to create video lessons that can be shared online. The lessons are stored online and can be accessed on any computer or iPad. EduCreations is very user-friendly, so it is a great application for beginners or experienced techies. Two strengths of EduCreation are that it is easy to use, it's free, and it could also be used in any level of Bloom's taxonomy. Three challenges of EduCreations are that voice must be recorded in order to save a presentation. You cannot change presentations once they are saved, and since you cannot change a presentation after it is saved, you have to do the whole entire project in one setting. You can't come back and work on it later after you have saved it. Three administrative uses would be for administrators to create presentations for in-service meetings, to assign teachers to create short presentations about something that they are doing in their classrooms to be shared at an in-service, or to create short inspirational presentations, maybe for student assemblies on character education, testing skills, or school rules. EduCreations is comparable to ThinkSpace or Whiteboard HD, but it is my favorite virtual whiteboard app just for the simple fact that it's very easy to use and it is also free. I'd like to show you a quick demonstration on how to use the program. I'm going to choose George Washington. So the first thing I want to do is just type the name George Washington. So I'm going to click on the T for text, and it says tap anywhere. So I'm going to type the name George Washington. Now I would like to add a picture. Whoops, I spelled it wrong. A picture of George Washington. So I'm going to click on the image at the top, and I'm going to search the web for a photo of George Washington. So once again, I just type in his name. And as you see, there are many options. We'll choose this one right here. And it's downloaded the image onto my EduCreation. I can resize the image and move it wherever I would like. And then I would like to put, in my own handwriting, the number 1 on this presentation since George Washington was the first president. So I'm going to click on the finger and I'll choose red. And then I'm just going to simply write the number 1 since George Washington was our first president. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to have to record something in order to save this EduCreation. So I'm going to choose the record button on the top right. George Washington was the first president of the United States. And then I pause my recording. And now I am done. So I'm going to click on done. I'm going to save my lesson. I'm going to call my lesson George Washington. And then click Next. It's going to be private, so I'm going to click on Private. The subject area, I don't necessarily need to input anything there, so I'm just going to click Save. And now my lesson is saved. My EduCreation is saved on George Washington. I would encourage any educator or administrator to use this in their classroom, just once again for the simple fact that it is free and it's very easy to use, and students as well as adults love to create the presentations. Thank you.